So, hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of Transfermarkt TV. My name is Kasper Popp. We're going to bring the latest news and rumors from the top leagues around the world. And it seems to be a big crisis at Liverpool with the 1-0 home loss against Fulham, which was the 6th home game that they lost in a row. And that's the worst since the season 1953-54. And they never had more defeats in one season. So in the 8 last league home games, they only made 2 points and 1 goal, so it's Klopp's really first crisis at the Reds. And there's a threat of missing out on the Champions League, so it's a big question, will the players stay if Liverpool won't make it to the Champions League in the next season? There have already been differences between Salah and Klopp. At least it was reported that the Egyptian is said to be no longer happy. So who could leave the club in case of a non-achievement? Wednesday's match in the Champions League against Leipzig will be a big one, and it's probably a good opportunity for Leipzig to get away some points. So in the Liverpool 6th home defeat in a row, previously last time that many in the season 50-53. 54. So this one will be really important for Jürgen Klopp. And if we take a look at the last 5 matches in the Premier League, they only took the same amount of points as Sheffield, who are at the moment the last one on the table. And in the comparison, in the top leagues of Europe, Gladbach and Liverpool, the only top clubs that took less points than the other ones who are down at the table at the moment. And now we're talking about an extension of a contract for Kingsley Coman at Bayern Munich. So per a report from Kicker, they want to sign a winger to a contract extensions through the 2025-26 season, but negotiations are interrupted at the moment. There was a lot of talk that Manchester United had swooped the last summer with an inviting offer to Coman, but the Frenchman was not eager to move at the time. Now it seems as if Manchester United is ready to throw heaps of cash at Coman. Is Bayern Munich willing to almost double Coman's salary of 8.5 million per year to 15.6 million per year to at least match Manchester United's alleged offer? I guess we will soon find out. And another player Manchester United reportedly held talks with is the entourage of Bayer Leverkusen forward Leon Bailey in a bid to sign out his availability. The Jamaican international has not been short of potential suitors in the past few years, having become one of the most highly respected forwards in the Bundesliga. His current deal is due to expire in the summer of 2023, and Leverkusen are keen on extending his stay but face an uphill battle, according to journalist Jonathan Schrager. Bailey is represented by Unique Sports Management, who also work with United right back Aaron Wan-Bissaka and former academy ace Dwight McNeil. Upon joining Bayer Leverkusen, Bailey admitted that a host of Premier League big guns were in the running for his signature. And the player who will leave Manchester is Edinson Cavani after just 1 season with the club. The 34-year-old Uruguayan forward will not renew his contract in England and instead will join BOCA Juniors. Cavani is a big fan of the 27-time champion. As a result, the striker is willing to forego a big part of his salary demands to sign a 3-year contract with the club. Tottenham Hotspur will attempt to sign Antonio Rudiger this summer if Chelsea fail to agree a contract extension with the defender. Football Insider reports the German was on the radar of Spurs boss Jose Mourinho last summer, and he was fancied to make a loan move to the North London outfit. However, a deal failed to materialise as the Blues demanded a £4 million loan fee on top of his £150,000 a week wages being paid for the entire season. Rudiger hardly played in the league under manager Frank Lampard, making just 4 top-flight appearances before the 42-year-old was dismissed in January. The Italian media continues to point out Everton as one of the potential destinations for Roma defender Gianluca Mancini. Calciomercato brings a longer piece on the player, claiming there are actually several big clubs keeping an eye on him. Besides Everton, who like him a lot, the outlet adds Chelsea, Inter Milan, Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain to the race for the defender. Calciomercato says Roma spent around 24 million to sign Mancini from Atalanta. He's worth between 10 and 15 million more now. It's said that the price won't scare the clubs from the Premier League. And now, the most valuable player in the world. The future of Kylian Mbappe is one of the directional topics at PSG. The coach, Mauricio Pochettino, made sure that he would like to see the 22-year-old in Paris for a long time. And sporting director Leonardo also said, "Our position is clear, we know what we want. I think we'll get to that moment and the decision will be given." But the PSG club management has to be patient. Currently, the status quo, no exit but also no extension, is the most likely starting position until summer and possibly even beyond. It remains to be seen whether PSG can will and accept it. The talks with Mbappe are a game with fire. Should the sporting leadership put Mbappe under pressure to get an answer at all costs and to prevent a free transfer, it might not be the answer PSG hoped for in the end. And we're staying in France. Brest Romain Fèvre has been picking up attention and it's encouraging transfer rumours ahead of the summer, with Leeds United pulled into the equation by the French newspaper L'Équipe. Brest extended his contract over the winter and they're well protected given Fèvre's deal lasts until June 2025. Brest would be looking at close to €20 million for a move, and there's a suggestion they could be interested in a deal which would see the player return on loan. Given how much profit they're set to make, interested clubs like Leeds United would surely try to get that amount down. And Real Madrid captain Sergio Ramos reportedly has until the end of March to take up a contract extension with the Spanish giants before it expires. The Spain international's existing deal with Los Blancos is due to end at the end of June, meaning that he's currently free to discuss terms with foreign clubs. Ramos is thought to want the fresh 3-year agreement, but according to Marca, Madrid are only offering a 1-year extension with the option of a second. Marek Hamšík left Dalian Professional and joined EFK Göteborg. He's getting a contract until the end of August, and it's the prominent signing ahead of the club's attempt to win a first national championship in 14 years. So EFK Göteborg have been heavily linked with signing Gladbach's Oskar Wendt and Krasnodar's Markus Berg. Hamšík in the meantime wants to use the time in Sweden's west coast to prepare himself for Euro 2020, where Slovakia will face Poland, Spain and ironically Sweden. The Glasgow Rangers are Scottish football champions for the first time since 2011. Coach Steven Gerrard's team won the title early after local rivals Celtic lost points in Sunday's goalless draw with Dundee United. With a lead of 20 points with only 6 games left, leaders Rangers, who had previously won 3-0 against St Mirren on Saturday, cannot be overtaken mathematically. Pablo Piatti will not return to Major League Soccer. Just hours after turning to Instagram to thank Toronto FC fans, the 31-year-old has signed a contract with La Liga side LCF. Following the 2020 season, Toronto FC declined an option for an extra year. Piatti was a designated player for the Reds last season. Toronto will negotiate with Piatti but did not want to offer a DP contract. Juan Laporta is to return to Barcelona after squeaking to victory in the club's presidential election, receiving over 54% of the vote as he saw off competition from Victor Font and Antoni Freixa. Laporta's initial stint for a period of 7 years until June 2010 was remarkable success at the Catalan Giants, went all the way in the Champions League on 2 occasions, while they also claimed 4 La Liga titles. The new president has big tasks ahead of him. The debts of more than €1 billion are to be refinanced with a bond, and we will reduce expenses, renegotiate players' salaries and look for new sponsors. Laporta is quoted as saying by Marca, he also has the construction of a new stadium by 2026 on his agenda. Regarding on the extension of Messi's contract, the fans have hope again. The new boss has promised several times during the election campaign that with him as boss, the departing superstar would stay even after his contract expires in this summer. RB Leipzig will have to compensate Liverpool in the tune of £1.3 million after the second leg of the Champions League tie was moved to Budapest. Wednesday's return game cannot be played at Anfield because the German club would have to quarantine for 14 days upon returning home under the state's COVID-19 rules. Sporting Lisbon and coach Ruben Amorim face trouble. As the 18-time Portuguese champions and clear leaders of the table announced on Monday, he denounced a situation that he considers one of the most unfortunate and surreal episodes in the history of Portuguese football. Specifically, Sporting and Amorim were charged with accusations of fraud in registering the coach in March 2020. The room is banned from activity for 1 to 6 years. And the Brazilian central defender Miranda is leaving the Chinese club Jiangsu FC and moving home to Sao Paulo. The transfer has not been officially confirmed, but club boss Julio Cesares made it clear that the veteran will return and receive a contract until the end of 2022. Now we're going to bring you some numbers and letters. And this weekend's loss in the derby against Manchester United with a 2-0 was the end of a big winning streak for Manchester City. And it was the first game they lost after 21 consecutive victories. And FC Barcelona is the first club in La Liga history with 3 goal scorers under the age of 19 in one season. It's Ansu Fati, Pedri and Moriba. Robert Lewandowski scored 20 goals in 14 games against BVB, his old club. He scored so often against no other team from the Bundesliga. Thomas Tuchel is the first Premier League manager to keep 5 clean sheets in a row in his first 5 Premier League games. So this weekend's victory against Everton with a 2-0 was the 5th in a row. And we made a market value update in the Eredivisie, and we're now taking a closer look at the most interesting players. And first of all, we have Daniel Malen, the Netherlands international forward for Eindhoven with a big plus of 5 million euros. And then we have Ryan Gravenberch, the number 8 for Ajax in the midfield with a big plus of 6 million, now at 28 million euros. And in the ups, last but not least, Noni Manduke, the youngster for PSV Eindhoven with a big plus of 5 million, now at 40 million euros market value. And in the downgrades, we have Andre Onana, who went down to 30 million, the Cameroon international, after he was 1 year suspended after doping violation. And the last one, David Neres, the 24-year-old Ajax forward, was downgraded to 30 million euros market value. You can take a look at our webpage at the other market value updates from the Eredivisie. And now we are bringing you the statistic of the day. And it's the top 5 players who leaded less games who score 100 goals. And on the 5th spot is Christian Jimenez, the 3-time Swiss Super League top goal scorer. And on the 4th spot is former AC Milan goal-getter Andrei Shevchenko with 156 games. And KLAAS-JAN Huntelaar, former and current Schalke striker who needed 146 games. And on the 2nd, BVB superstar Erling Haaland with as well 146 games. And then we have Man United and Real Madrid legend Ruud van Nistelrooy, who did the same in just 1 game less. So thank you for watching, have a lovely week, please subscribe and leave some comments. Bye bye.